Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time you're listening to the show, everybody. Welcome to the Midwest Scumbags podcast. I am, of course, your favorite host, the number one host most requested by our listeners. I'm Elliot, the hot boy of the show. And here, as always, with my friend Skylar, the number two most requested host on the show.
I'm the fuck boy.
The fuck...
The fuck boy
the
of the show.
Boy of the show. Yeah. And we're here. We're gonna spend probably an hour just talking about shit, doing mad impressions of celebrities, and no, I don't know how to.
I mean, if you've made it this far and listened to everything, you know what you're gonna get.
You know what you're gonna get. I think we address it every episode. If this is your first episode, welcome to the show, but go back and listen to the other ones because I don't like to repeat material is the thing. I think that's the main reason I'm not a stand-up comedian, besides the crippling social anxiety and not knowing like where comedy clubs are in my area, I guess. But that's the only thing that's stopping me. It's the only thing holding me back are those two major things. But I don't like to repeat material. That's what I was trying to say. And all of my other jokes and things in the past podcasts, I'm never going to say them again unless we like call back to them or whatever. So.
Right, yeah, unless we specifically call back to them. Like our famous how we don't say Elden Ring. That's famous. World famous now.
Mm-hmm. World famous. It's been
We're not going to
discussed
talk
in
about
the
it.
YouTube
We still
comments.
haven't beat it, folks. We still haven't beat it.
I took a hard break from it, and I need to get back to it, but I keep installing and playing other games.
Yeah, I have
because
that issue too.
I don't want it to end, but at the same time, I need to... Like, I know I can beat it if I just keep putting my heart and soul into it.
Yeah, I'm not, like, hard stuck at a boss. I'm, like, at the beginning of an area that's kind of hard. And I just, like, I mean, I put 150 hours into the damn thing, and it's, like, there's still, like, I skipped over the other area, the area before it. I didn't fully explore it like I've done most areas. I'm kind of at the point now where I'm like, I just want this to be done. This is just my first playthrough. And I'm like at 160, 100 whatever hours. It's like, my God, it's an amazing game, and we will talk about it. But I mean,
we'll talk about it. We'll probably have a full episode dedicated to it.
In true Midwest scumbag fashion, we don't talk about something until it's already been done with for about a week. But for this, it's like 2+ months.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't kept up with the zeitgeist of video games. I don't know what's hot right now. Like, something just came out, right? Or has nothing come out because it's just the beginning of summer?
I don't think anything. I don't think there's much that's come out. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I've been like engrossed in other stuff. I'm like, like you. I installed some other games. I've been on a real Devil May Cry kick. I rediscovered my love for that series, and it's wacky, zany. Par for the course for what I enjoy. I mean, we had the whole Metal Gear episode, Devil May Cry, and I mean, I'm sure I've mentioned Kingdom Hearts, one of my favorites. So I like wacky, zany, over-the-top, anime-esque stories, and Devil May Cry delivers that in spades for pretty much all of its games. Even like the one that no one talks. Well, there's two. I mean,
the shitty remake one.
Yeah, the one I pre-ordered.
I mean, I thought it looked cool, but
it was cool. I mean, I played through that whole thing at least twice, but it was
they
definitely
just really fucked up they like really messed with the exposition of it, right?
Yeah, come to light later. Apparently, Capcom was really because I believe it was Ninja Theory that did the remake. And I guess they wanted to make it like almost, one for one, but Capcom was like, no, this has to be a brand new thing. We want a new edgier Donte. We want, a new you can use the same story beats, characters, whatever, but we want, a new franchise or new way the franchise is going to move forward. Didn't turn out that way.
And they were just like, we're just going to go back and to the old canon and just continue it because fuck it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Isn't that pretty much what happened?
I can't remember if I don't know if DMC came out between 3 and 4. D lower it's because it's D uppercase DMC for the main franchise, and then D capital D lowercase M capital C for the Donte Donte as he's referred.
Oh.
But yeah, that's that's where I've been the past as far as video games.
Man. Yeah.
Put a little time into that Chrono Cross remake.
Nice. Did they do it better? I know you were talking about one remake that you were playing that was kind of shitty. But I can't remember which one it was.
I don't think if Square Enix, if they aren't going balls in with their remakes, they kind of turn out kind of shitty. I mean, yeah. I think they just use AI. If they just
do like HD upscaling or whatever. Yeah,
they used AI upscaling on a lot of the pre-rendered backgrounds, and some of them look really good, like a lot better than the original game, but some just like there's this whole scene where they display the story of the world on the wall, and you can't even see the wall because it's HD, so it like made the darks darker and the lights lighter, which just made everything darker.
Oh, man.
Where it's good, it's good. Where it's bad, it's very glaringly bad, I'll say.
Damn.
Which sucks because it's a decent JRPG from that era.
Yeah. Those pixel graphics, we'll just never get them back unless you have those old systems and play the originals and whatnot.
Yeah, don't throw away your game systems, folks.
Yeah. Just keep everything like I do. That's the safest thing to do. It's just to hold on
Hoard
to all
everything.
Of your possessions.
You need everything.
Yeah.
Who knows when you'll need that shampoo bottle again? It could be used as like for water or something.
Yeah, you could reuse it. You could fill it up with I don't know, some lake water when you go fishing, and you can use it to like pour it on your head.
Oh yeah, you could put like
hot.
Perfume in it.
Makes some.
Just don't throw anything away. It's bad. Just don't, bad for the environment. Bad for the earth.
Yeah.
It's your responsibility.
If you buy something, you're buying the whole thing, and you are making a commitment to use every piece of it. And that's how it should be.
This is a 100% green podcast, by the way.
Super green.
100%.
All I do.
I use hydro and solar to power my laptop.
I'm on a bike right now, charging my computer.
That's how I keep my router going, bro. That's how I keep the electricity on. I turn those carbs and kilocalories, I turn them into, energy. Actual energy. Real energy. Clean energy.
Clean energy. Where's the ATP new Green Deal? You know what I'm saying? Bring back manual labor for charging generators? I don't know. I don't think they did that back the day, right? How do they make electricity?
It's coal. They burn coal and the steam.
Burn coal.
Isn't all mostly steam powered? Or it's all coal powered at least.
Yeah, there's something about like combustion engines. I don't know shit about
electricity cars. Specifically, at least here in America. Yeah. There's some nuclear. We have a couple nuclear plants around that contribute to it. We need more, to be honest.
Yeah, we do.
Hot take, but nuclear is good energy. It's clean energy when it's done right.
You guys. Yeah.
But no, like most, plants will be coal. They'll burn coal for energy.
Yeah.
That's where we get a lot of it.
Coal, charges, makes, the pistons go in a generator.
Coal burn make
No,
electricity. That's all I know.
Yeah.
It's the argument people always make when they're like, well, I'm driving an electric car. Well, you're using probably coal burning whatever energy which is not clean to fuel it.
Your car runs on coal? Is that what you're saying?
If you drive an electric car,
awesome.
yeah.
Man.
I mean, I guess technically with a oil, or a gasoline powered car, I mean, that gasoline was probably made with electricity, so.
That's true. Petrol was probably pumped out using a coal-fired oil refinery. I don't know. I don't know details.
I'm not paid to know how that shit works. I just know it's dirty all the way down. But this podcast is green, at least. That you can.
This podcast is green.
A promise. A Midwest scumbag promise.
Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn, dude.
That's all right. I mean, go ahead.
In the spirit of educational things, since we're talking about energy and stuff, I found because I'm still working on Japanese, right? I got a new book that goes over some kanji, so I've been practicing it and doing like looking up words and then looking up the translation and then flipping it around and translating it again, because Google Translate kind of sucks dick, by the way.
It does.
But I found this word.
For phrases. It's really bad on phrases.
Yeah,
and sentences as a whole, but.
And in general, it's like it gets the main point across, sort of, but
it'll use like literal, and the same issue happened with German a lot. Is like it would use like a literal translation, which usually isn't the best, or the most appropriate. It depends, I mean, with Japanese, there's like social stature stuff you have to take into account when you're talking to somebody, right?
Yeah, there's like formal and informal ways of speech and like polite ways of speaking and ways that you only speak to like family in a certain dialect or people you're super, super close to. Yeah. But anyway, I stumbled across this word and I didn't write down the kanji for it, but when I translated it and then like double translated it, it came out to be the word glutenosity. You heard this word before, Skylar?
No, I haven't.
Glutenosity, right? I didn't. New English word that I learned. But it's like the noun version of describing something as being glutinous.
Oh.
So it's like really just like one of those academic paper words that's, instead of saying like, yeah, this Jell-O's real fucking glutinous, you have to say like the glutenosity of this Jell-O is fucking a lot, and that's how you'd write it in an academic paper, at least. So
okay, well, I guess that makes sense when you put it in that context. Okay,
it took me a hot minute to understand it. Glutenosity is Elliot's word of the episode. I'm going to try to bring a new vocab word to every episode because...
Okay, I got one. One.
All right.
Portmanteau.
Oh, portmanteau. Portmanteau, I think is how you spell it. That's probably
I don't think that's how you spell it, Elliot. But
I know that there is a T in it.
P-O-R-T.
And it's a silent T. Portmanteau.
M-E-N-T... Right? A-E-U-X.
Oh, E-A-U-X. God damn.
Now I'm questioning myself. Anyway,
I don't think it's
I'll look up how it's spelled, but I'll tell you what it means. Okay. It's when you combine two words. It's a U. It's a U, not an X. E-A-U.
Oh.
Portmanteau.
I fucking spelled that right,
dude.
You
did. Yeah, you did.
Rewind the episode, listen to me spell that
Get
right
that playback
on instinct.
Right now.
My God, I am so fucking smart.
I was thinking E-A-U-X because that's like French.
Because that is it's like Cajun French. They use it a lot. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Geaux.
It's a large trunk or suitcase, typically made of stiff leather and opening into 2 equal parts. I didn't know that, actually.
Oh, a portmanteau?
Yeah.
Portmanteau?
I just knew it as when you combine 2 words, and it's like rockabilly, like rock and roll and hillbilly.
Uh-huh.
So you blend them into 2 words, like incel, involuntary celibate, is a portmanteau.
Ooh. Yeah. I think I mentioned it in the Metal Gear episode, the philanthropy logo is like Ota Tamashi, or Tanashi. It combines like otaku and spirit.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's another portmanteau. Portmanteau. I don't know if you pronounce the T or not.
You don't. Portmanteau.
No. Is it French?
I don't know. I mean, according to Google, it's just... I guess there is the hard T in there, huh? Portmanteau.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem French. French has a lot of silent fucking
yeah,
letters.
maybe if you pronounce it as French. Portmanteau.
Portmanteau.
I don't know.
See, I don't know.
But that is a big academic word you can use and every day. Bring it up with your friends.
Yeah.
Well,
but use it incorrectly and then have them, like, try to ask about it and then be like, you don't even know what that means? Come on. You can pretend to be an intellectual snob by throwing in the word portmanteau into
I don't even know where you would throw that in to any kind of conversation unless you were describing what a portmanteau was.
Yeah. Well, okay, so the first example that comes to mind is you're telling a story that's like what you did at the supermarket, and as you got to the supermarket checkout, you scanned your olive oil, and the cashier made some remark about olive oil, and you said, well, it's really just a portmanteau, and then they were shocked, and the person behind you claps because you sounded intellectual, and you walk away. And that's the story, and it makes you sound super duper smart, and then they have to swallow their pride and be like, hey, what does portmanteau mean? And you're like, I thought you were better than that, and then you just walk away. That's how I approach every conversation that I have.
It's the same energy as that that like copy pasta of someone meeting whatever. They throw any fucking like celebrity into it, but they're at like a grocery store, and it's like, oh, he got a whole cart full of Snickers, and he's like, and the cashier started scanning them, trying to get all of them with just one. He's like, no, I need you to scan each one individually because of the inference. And then he winks at me.
Yeah, yeah. And that's when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson walks up and he says, hey, good use of that word.
And does the like the
wink.
the wink,
with
the vine boom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
it's Bill Murray. Bill Murray's the one that was like, that was the first one. He was like, I ran into Bill Murray. And then looked at
Bill Murray laughed at my joke and said I was a comedic genius. And
he just looked at me and said, no one will ever believe you. But yeah, same
what are you going to do on Bill Murray? Yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to do? He's Bill fucking Murray. He doesn't have a famous vodka line like Dan Aykroyd, though, so...
No.
He has a little less respect from me for that reason alone.
Dude, that's some good fucking vodka, though, I will have to say. That Crystal Head vodka, it's fantastic.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Those Herkimer Diamonds, like they do work.
Yeah, dude. I only filter I have a Brita filter, but I take out the Brita filter part and just throw Herkimer Diamonds in there, and that's how I drink my water because I'm fucking fancy. I'm a rich man. I can afford Herkimer Diamonds.
I like to imagine you go to like Dillon's or something, and like with all the other like Brita, there's the whole section for like filters for your Brita, and it has like the cheap shit, and then there's like the name brand Brita filter. Like, there's the Always Save Brita filter, which is probably worse.
The Always Save Brita
probably worse than just drinking tap.
It's just like cardboard.
Yeah. But then, like, if you like want to spend $60 for like a box of 3 filters, you get the Herkimer Diamond Edition.
Yeah. That's the good shit. But there's a big price difference.
Very big. Very big.
between those. But that's just what we have to do. We're rich guys. This is a rich guys podcast.
This is a rich guys podcast now, technically.
Yeah. We're both surprise, we're both Apple boys.
Yeah.
Now, if that. Yeah. I didn't mention it, but I jumped ship to the iPhone back, I don't know, a couple months ago.
You waited until I got one to be validated.
Yeah. I didn't want to mention it until you got one, and then I'm like, okay, it's safe to. I didn't want to come out and be like, hey man, I got an iPhone now, and then you're like, all right, I'm
still on Android. I'm poor as fuck. God, dude.
All right, thanks for just fucking showing me up.
I can't even swipe to the left on my home screen and see stocks, dude. I can't. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you, bro? Why would you bring that up? And then we have a whole falling out, and then we both start our own separate podcasts, and yours is like coming from scum, and mine is scum forever.
Coming from scum. I like that. And it's like a phoenix from the ashes, but
that'll be the name of my book if we ever make scum. It big. Like, I'm 60 years old. That'll be the name. It'll make sure to get like the license to use the Doot picture.
Yes, please.
It's probably an NFT, so I'll probably be able to buy it.
It probably, yeah, somebody probably owns it.
Or at least license it out so I can use it for my book.
Yeah. I'm sure it's like, I don't know, one of those like a whole internet intellectual property things. Like, you can't own a meme, right?
Right, yeah. But whoever created it first, I mean, technically, unless it was under Creative Commons. But I have no idea. I've never taken my time to look up the source of the Doot picture.
Me neither.
No idea where it comes from. Thank you, whoever made it.
Yeah, shout out to the originator of Mr. Skeletal.
I mean, we switched our thumbnail, though. It's technically kind of original.
Yeah, now that we changed it last episode. We can do it, like, individually for episodes.
Oh, wow,
too.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
God.
So
if I knew what
we can change the
if I knew
show
what we were going to talk
thumbnail.
about, I would make a thumbnail every week. Maybe I just should. And then whether it's like relevant or not, we'll use it.
Just pick one and then like maybe try to steer the conversation in that direction if you can, but I mean,
steering the
control me at the same
back.
Time, bro.
Oh yeah. But Apple.
But oh yeah, fuck yeah. We're both Apple boys, rich young men with the blue bubbles now.
Blue bubble, yeah.
I understand what that means when you text somebody with the green bubble. I get it.
It takes just a tiny bit longer, and I kind of wonder if they do that on purpose. You know?
Right? It might be. They totally have the technology to check something like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, if they can color the bubbles green, they can like slow the data rate of.
I guess. I mean, they also probably have the server infrastructure to actually link the iPhones up together, to be fair. Apple's pretty huge. That would have to be what I would think it would be, is like you can do like faster from device to device operating system level communication, whatever you want to call it, than to like
sort
an
of
Android.
like a.
I mean, it's technically not SMS. It's like. It's something else, because you can opt to have use SMS, but I don't think you'll get the little blue bubble.
I think it's
I'm not
slower.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that I enjoy it, and
I mean, it's definitely I mean, for my last phone, it's an upgrade for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
I just had like some kind of prepaid fucking bullshit I think it was like a Moto E is what it was called. Yeah, no. I was poor as fuck, but I'm rich now, man.
Nice.
Made so much money off the residuals from this podcast that I was able to upgrade to like the latest and greatest with an asterisk on it. iPhone 13 is the latest and greatest, technically. But, there's fucking... If you really want to be rich and flex, you'd get like the Elite Pro model with like a terabyte of storage space.
Yeah.
And it's like $2,000.
Which is nuts, dude. I don't even have a fucking terabyte of storage space on my PC. And I have tons of video games on it. Like, how could you use your phone that much? Right?
A lot of video, a lot of photos, I guess. Video would be my main thing.
If you're on it all the fucking time, I have tried to like slow down because iPhone, one of the widgets is that like screen time that tells you exactly how much you are looking at your phone during the day, and like even it breaks down into like what category of apps you're using it on, and I see that number rack up and I'm like, fuck, dude, I could be doing something physical and real in the real world, but instead
but you don't have the Apple Watch yet, so you can't.
I don't have the Apple Watch, so I can't do. Yeah, they can't track my heartbeat and my sleep pattern quite yet, so I just have to buy the Apple Watch, and then
I guess that I was about to make the argument because you're talking about how it like made you aware of how much you're using your phone. And Android does that too. It doesn't have there is a widget for it, but it doesn't make it default like Apple does. And also, Apple at the end of each week will be like, "Hey, here's how much you've been using your phone this week."
Yes,
that's like default.
Yeah.
You can set all that up on Android to do it too. But you bring
it's
up
a lot more work.
I mean, not much more work. You just go into your whatever settings and you can see each app and how long you've been using it and when you've been using it. I mean, it is as granulated as Apple's, but Apple makes it user friendly. It's right there. It tells you right up front. You don't have to go and look for it. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about activity. Like they do have the thing, the Fitbit, whatever you can get. You can get those for Android too, but they're probably not as, you get an Apple product, it's going to work with it.
Yeah.
They really want you to buy
Google.
a Mac. I mean, that's one thing I've been seeing with this phone and setting it up. And it's like, if you want to use the projects thing, you can like transfer it directly from your iPhone to your Mac seamlessly. That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, where it has GarageBand installed, and I fucked around with it, and I'm like, this is fun as fuck. I could totally, like, use this to make an intro for the podcast, because I've been putting that off. That's been on my to-do list. I've had a sticky note of it for, since the podcast's inception.
You should just do the Seinfeld intro. Just the bass. There is a version of that where it's like with a 45 caliber pistol, so you could use that one.
What? Yeah, something to call notice to the revolver that I have on the table during every episode.
Always pointed at me, always loaded. Always make sure I know it's loaded. He always like
Yep.
I can see I can see 5 chambered, but he will like purposefully like uncock it and show me the chamber that it's full and that they aren't blank. So pull each bullet out individually, give it to me, have me inspect it, make sure that it is a live round.
You have to read the serial number on the bullet, and
you got the paperwork to back it up too. I mean, that's what I'm actually more surprised about is like you have a
certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, he just pulls it up on his fucking iPhone 13 and
that's because I only use silver bullets. Because I know what happens to me.
It's a little more expensive and probably not as strong as like conventional lead bullets, but I guess if you're dealing with a vampire or a werewolf or some other kind of a demon, a werepire, yeah.
Werepires, dude, those are real.
God, yeah.
They exist.
My first introduction to werepires, I'll admit, was Adventure Quest.
That's exactly where I was introduced to them too. Yeah.
Like, come on, it's like the best. I mean, isn't that a thing in I don't know if it's Buffy or if it's Blade or if it's fucking that other one with, was it
Underworld.
Was that?
That was the whole thing with Underworld.
Yeah.
1 was the main dude was infected with the lycanthropy, and he was, maybe later on in the movie, Kate Beckinsale, my future wife, had to bite him and give him the vampire, so he did the werepire thing. And then he got, like, wrote out of the movie, I think, for the second one. And then they did a prequel. And then they went back and did another Underworld at the end of it. But then he wasn't actually in the movie because I don't know what happened to the actor. Or he couldn't do it or something. I don't know. But I like those movies is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, they were fun. I think I only watched the first two. I know I saw one on Sci-Fi one time, but that was like over 10 years ago, probably. So I haven't seen any of the recent ones. I have no idea.
I don't think there's any like recent ones. I want to say Underworld Awakening was the last one.
Well, it's time. It's time.
Yeah.
Vampires are cool again. Morbius.
Vampires are cool again.
Morbin time.
I have heard that movie was fantastic.
I've heard it was a movie.
Top tier. Yeah.
Heard it was a movie and it had actors and
man,
there was a plot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've heard.
And it was somehow related to Spider-Man, maybe.
Because I've seen this part. I've seen memes of this, and there's one part where Jared Leto's like, "I am Venom," and it's like that's basically it. He just says, "I am Venom," and there's I think there's something that comes after it that's like supposed to be, it's connected. I am Venom. Or
he's not Venom.
He's not Venom. He's Dr. Morbius. He's more. He made him more $1 billion. and now it's just like every joke on the internet is just racing to the bottom of how they can include the word morb in something.
God.
The best one I've heard so far was more bussy.
More bussy.
But yeah, that's a thing.
Wow.
Sony, they got their MCU. It's like MCU light.
Their own like separate. We're still in the MCU. Don't forget about us.
But it's like not. It's like it has to have like a disclaimer that's like in affiliation with the MCU.
Yeah.
They don't get that old that Kyvie tucking under that the real MCU gets. A tucking under.
What the fuck did you say? The Kyvie?
Kevin Feige. He's like the head of the MCU shit.
Oh, okay. I'm not hip to the lingo, my man. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
You Gen Z kids are
And like a tucking under is when you But yeah, that's basically.
Oh man, that's disgusting. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I will have to I will talk to my lawyers and get back to you on how to respond.
Fair enough. I knew what I was getting into when I said it.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Anyway, where the fuck, how did we divert? I use silver bullets in my revolver. That's right.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah. It's mostly for myself because, I know one day that the virus will take me and I would rather go out on my own accord than let me become some filthy, disgusting monster of the undead. Some kind of abomination. No, thank you.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate side effect of this virus.
Yeah.
And it'll get me eventually, but until then.
Some people live with AIDS. Some people live with herpes.
I mean, you can totally live with AIDS nowadays. It's like it's not a killer.
It's not. I think it's like HIV is the bad one, right? Or are they the same thing?
Oh God,
I don't know. I don't know.
I just know that it's like you're not gonna like die from it as long as you can get the drug therapy.
Yeah.
HIV, both of it, HIV and AIDS. I mean both.
Oh.
It's not a killer.
Yeah, because it's like an immune system thing, and there's with modern medicine and diet and supplements and things, you can make your immune system fucking fantastic. So maybe that's simplifying a lot of
you just got to eat one apple every day. That's all you need.
That's really it. They told us the secret long ago, but because it rhymed, nobody took it seriously, and here we are in the midst of a health crisis. Damn. Yeah. So, I forgot where we were.
Yeah, we went from something to Werepires to Adventure Quest to Underworld to there somehow. Where were we? Yeah.
Silver bullets
in your gun for the virus that's going to kill us. This is the meta story of the podcast because we've been in the same 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, perfect setup for 2 people recording a podcast. We've been in the same area ever since we started this thing. That month we took off, that was just because we were fucking off.
Yeah. We haven't left the building since the podcast.
No, we get everything delivered to us,
Get everything delivered. Everything that you need. And it's been it's been good, I think.
He can't, I technically can't leave. He always has to have that gun trained on me.
I can't trust you, bro. I can't. And that's not a personal thing. It's I can't trust anybody is the problem. That's the main thing. 303 wrote a song about it. It was called, I believe, Don't Trust Me. And it's about a young man who can't trust a hoe, so hoes don't trust him.
Yeah.
And I think that's my issue. Is I can't trust a hoe. And
I am a hoe. I admitted it in the first 5 minutes of this podcast. I'm a fuckboy.
You're a fuckboy, which means that you're a hoe, and I can't trust them. I can't trust hoes, and that's why I can't settle down yet. You know what I mean? I'm stuck in.
And I am very likely to have this infectious disease that we talked about. I held hands with somebody that was positive, and that's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
It's not even skin-on-skin contact. It's literally hand-on-hand. It's so weird. You can just brush by them, whatever, but if you, hold hands with somebody legitimately, like I was with my boy,
even if
Douglas,
you're wearing mittens?
Yeah. Me and Douglas, we were just taking a walk on the beach, and we're like, it's cool for just 2 guys to hold hands and walk down the beach together.
Right, that's totally normal.
And then next week, he was,
nothing wrong with
fucking
that.
Tore his mom's throat out and ate his little brother's small intestine.
Goddamn Douglas, man.
Fucking
I was gonna hit him up.
He
I
was
haven't
the
seen him in a
third
while.
that we always hyped up, but
yeah, some people just can't handle super infectious diseases that have a proclivity to creating monsters. Some people can handle it better than others, and that's just a fact of life that we have to live with. Douglas was weak. He was a piece of shit, fucking beta cuck boy. And we just have to accept that because
he was also the only one ever diagnosed with the infectious disease.
That's right. We've just been living under the assumption that we have it now.
And that it is transmutable just by hand-on-hand contact.
Around the full moon every month, I get a little bit feisty. I feel agitated. I feel like that's the onset of it. But then again, it might just be a placebo effect this whole time.
Is that because we held hands?
That's because we held feet, bro.
Oh, God. We, interlocked our toes together. Yeah, I remember that. That was, episode -1. That was when things were still good. That was when you didn't pull out. That first episode started right after you pulled the revolver on me. But we had this planned for another podcast called the Midwest Scum Knots.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was originally going to be called, and then we interlocked
Scum
toes
Crates
and
or the scum.
like Socrates,
Yeah.
like Socrates.
I was thinking if we're scumbags, we'd be like
Scumcrates.
the better version would be like a crate or a scum backpack.
An upgrade from a bag.
But now we're
yeah.
just a burlap sack with a little rope tied around it. Not even a like nylon string rope. It's like horsehair. It's like really shitty horsehair.
Yeah, and it's not even like laced through the top of the burlap sack. It's just tied around the top.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Bunch it up.
Taylor
and
didn't
then
even make
wrap
holes in the
ribbon
sack to
around
like
it.
loop it around your waist or anything. It's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
At least in the weird Midwest steampunk alchemical sci-fi universe that we live in.
Yeah.
Alchemipunk, steampunk, alchemipunk.
Whoa. You just like
I birthed
like
the
all
new
jokes
universe.
aside, you just said some really cool things in a row.
Yeah,
all of those
you add
things
punk
you just
to
said.
anything, and it sounds fucking cool. Frostpunk, cyberpunk, Daft Punk,
Yeah.
punk rock.
Yeah.
Put it before shit too.
Even when you make a portmanteau of ska and punk into skunk, still pretty cool.
Or
Portmanteau.
pants.
Shit, I still don't know how to
Or
pronounce that word.
punsk.
Fuck.
That's okay.
Anyway.
It's not a word you need to know how to pronounce unless you're
No.
in a very specific situation at the grocery store.
Yeah. Or if you're on Jeopardy and it's the like one question that stumps the 12-week returning champ, and you jump in with it, and you're like, "Ha, fuck you."
I mean, that
Dwayne.
returning champ still won, but you got that one on them when they didn't know it, so you can hold that over their head forever. You literally can.
Yep. Yeah, like you guys meet up 50 years later at like a Jeopardy contestant reunion or something, and he's like, hey, it's been a while. Yeah, man, you know? And then like you guys have a nice conversation, discuss your lives and, you know, what your wives do and blah, blah, blah. And then later on, at the end of the night, you're driving home with your wife, and she leans over and she's like, "Are you sure that you guys seemed really friendly? Like, I've never heard you discuss this guy before." And you're like, "Well, yeah, that's because he doesn't know what a portmanteau is. He's a fucking idiot." And that's the end of the discussion. And that's the last time you ever see that guy. And
Poor guy. I think it's funnier because you would, like, I imagine at the time you didn't even know how to say the word right, but you still got it just because you kind of got the... like, it would have been like, you know, that last question where you have to write it down, and you spelled it wrong, but you still got it.
yeah, you'd spell it POOR-MAN-TOE. And they're like, yeah, it's technically correct.
Yeah, I guess we'll take it.
And then you look over at the reigning champ, and he's like, you know, what is a cheese grater? And you're like, come on, man. Why
Not
are you
even
on this
close.
stage? Not even close. And you risked
We were talking about
$2,500.
vocabulary, dude. Not fucking cooking, bro.
Fucking idiot. But that's the only question you get right.
That's you'd be in the hole. You would owe Alex Trebek.
And he collects. I've heard he collects
does.
immediately.
Like on camera, they just like laugh it off. Like he's like, so I'll be
like,
waiting for you outside, and you just like laugh it off, and then you go out to
He's
your
like,
car, and he's like waiting out by your car with two really big dudes, and he's like, I'm gonna need that $3,400. You can't pay it today. That's okay. That's okay. Just take out a loan. With you know,
just very menacingly putting on some leather fingerless gloves, just slowly.
I think he would let you. You know, I
snugging
think he
them.
would. You know, let you take out a loan with a very high interest rate first, and then if you didn't pay it off, come 2 weeks, he would. You know,
He would say, "Oh well, you know, this money that you still owe me, I have a job lined up that you can do for me, and we'll call it square." bring us the girl, and wipe away the debt.
Jeez.
And then you wake up and, it's in BioShock Infinite. And that's the reason that Booker is doing all that stuff in BioShock Infinite, is that he
was a contestant on Okay, wow, this is going. There's layers to this one, folks.
Yeah, I really hope you guys know what the fuck we're talking about.
That was a BioShock reference. That came
BioShock
out of left
Infinite,
field. I can tell you, I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either. It just that phrase.
It's all about keeping you on your toes.
That's right. That's what this show is all about. Welcome to the show, everybody. That was the intro segment, and we're gonna move on to. No, I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah,
I forgot where all that came from. Portmanteau.
Portmanteau. It's a good word to know.
Is it French?
Yeah,
is it a French saying?
Yeah, it came from French. It came from
Yeah.
I'm looking at Google page of Ghostbusters right now.
While you're at it, while you're on that French website, look up what the fuck avec moi means.
I don't know.
I think it means like and me. I don't know.
Yeah, it's French. It's origin porter and mento.
Oh, so it'd be the carrying of something manto. Right? You said it was something like avec moi. I think it means and me or me too or something.
Well, translation of te avec moi. You're with me. I guess me too. Yeah, I mean,
that song. It's like coochie coochie ya ya ya.
Oh, that's where you get it from.
Yeah.
There's also a French podcast called "Speak French avec moi." French podcast, of course, for beginners and learners. There we go. That was This is part of the intro, technically. So hello and welcome to Speak French avec moi. I am your host, Pierre Labon, and this is my.
Oh, I was gonna say Pierre. Damn it!
Of course you were, because
I don't know
that's
another French name.
French.
Richard is probably the French name I would take.
Richard Delacroix.
Richard Delacroix.
Delacroix is probably another one you'd like jump right to whenever you're French.
Delacroix, Versailles, which is that's Italian. Shit, I don't know. I haven't been reading about like French society. I've only been reading about ancient French shit, like Napoleon.
It's in France.
Napoleon was 5'7",
in France,
dude.
You're right.
Did we talk? I don't know if we talked about this last episode.
Napoleon was French.
He was French, and he was 5'7". He wasn't 5'2". All these people are liars. He wasn't short. He was average height. He was actually tall for his time. Like the average height of a Frenchman during his period was like 5'7" minus 2.
So what you're saying is he's a king.
He's a king. He's a short king, but he's not even short, dude. That's the power of propaganda. That's the kind of misinformation we combat here on this show.
Yeah, heightism is definitely a real thing. I mean, it really is.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Like Marvel Comics Wolverine, he's only 5'3". But, when they did the movie, it was Hugh Jackman, and Hugh Jackman's like a 6 foot tall bastard. Huge Jack, man.
I mean, he is.
It's right there, folks. They're trying to tall wash all of the short kings in the world, and we're under attack.
We're under attack,
anyway.
Everybody.
No.
It is a real issue.
I'm only 5'7". That's the thing.
Yeah.
Is I know that realistically I'm quote unquote short.
Yes.
But I just think anybody over 6 feet is just freakish.
I'm not gonna say my fucking height because I'm short.
You should.
For all you know, I'm 6'4" and I'm very well built.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even though I think I've said I'm a large fat man I'm a short fat man.
I don't think you said short. I think you just said regular
fat man. Yeah. Well, also short. Comparatively.
Also,
I mean,
okay. All right. Compared to Shaq, everybody's
I'll say
short.
somewhere in between 4 foot and 7 foot.
It's good range. That would be my guess looking at you is between 4 and 7 feet.
Yeah. I don't know what that is in meters, and I refuse to learn.
Yeah, a foot is like, I don't know, like a third of a meter,
1 point
maybe.
something meter. That's what everybody is. Like
yeah.
1 point.
Or a meter's like a little bit shorter than a yard, I think, because one of my teachers demonstrated the yardstick, and then it was like on the flip side is a meter stick, but you hold like the teacher held his or her hand over the last, I don't know, 5-6 centimeters on a meter stick.
Yeah, it'd be like 1.7, 1.8 meters for like average.
Something like that.
Average, you know.
Which is average, which is fine. Most animals aren't that big, so to be the dominant alpha species on the planet, you only really need to be like 5'4", I think.
It's funny we're talking about Napoleon. We got on the subject about how he's not short, and now we're defending. We're doing the short man thing, Elliot.
Yeah, we are. This is a red flag insecurity popping up. Everybody, wee woo, wee woo,
wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Insecurity, please.
Elliot is insecure. Insecure.
You know what? Just like that last episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog, you're beautiful. You're you.
Oh.
That's what makes you. You know, being you is what makes you beautiful.
Beautiful. You're beautiful.
Yeah, like that song that I know the lyrics to, but not who sings it.
And I saw your face in a crowded place.
It's probably on Scrubs, right?
Probably. I think they played
it's from that
era. I think they probably played it.
Everything sounded like that. You know, it was like college rock, college alternative.
Yeah.
I'm no Superman.
Yeah. That era of music. If I go crazy, will you still call me Superman?
Not that era of music. No. No. I will not.
I was just making a Superman jump from the other
I remember listening to that, so like before Spotify, before all this stuff, there was like Yahoo Music where you could like legitimately listen to stuff.
Oh.
I mean, of course you could like Napster or Kazaa or whatever. You could download shit illegally, but if you wanted to listen to stuff legally, it was all about Yahoo Music, at least when I was young, which probably gives you an idea of where I like integrate into the internet. But I remember fucking, God, is it R. Kelly? And he had that whole song about being in the closet.
The Trapped in the Closet, like saga.
Yeah, and it was like 13, 14 songs, and I remember watching all like they had a music video for each part of it.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. Or
I never watched it all.
I just remember because I remember that was one I always listened to, and I always listened to that fucking Superman song by 3 Doors Down.
Yeah. My kryptonite.
God. Today on 101.7 The Rock. Nothing but hard fucking rock. It's gonna fuck you up. Here's Kryptonite, 3 Doors Down. Fucking
shout out to Planet Radio 96.5. That was the rock station in the area of Louisiana when I lived down there. Yeah. It's like there's this weird, like one of their stings of like Planet Radio 96.5, and then it like instantly jumps into oh my God, what the fuck is that song? Crossfade, Cold.
Oh yeah.
You know that song?
Looking back at me, I see that I never really got it right.
Yep.
I have, for some reason, the Planet Radio thing immediately into that song just like is stuck in my brain forever, and I don't know why. I think it's because they played that song a lot immediately after that like that radio entrance. So
that makes sense.
yeah.
That song never got a lot of
doing a lot of fake scenes.
Never got a lot of popularity in the area I lived in. I remember one of my girlfriends, she was the one who introduced it to me, but other than that, I'd never heard it.
Man. Don't you hate it when girlfriends introduce you to things?
Hate it.
Just, bitch, shut up. Don't talk to me.
I don't want to like the things you like. I want to like the things I like.
I'm an individual. Janine. Yeah.
This is Skylar. No one else, not Skylar and Janine. There is no Skylar and Janine. It's only Skylar. Only Skylar, and there's only Elliot, and there's only one gun with 6 bullets, 6 silver bullets.
6 silver bullets.
In a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, high-rise apartment in the Midwest. Somewhere.
That's right.
Somewhere
Where we won't disclose our location. But if you were to look at a map, longitude 3641, latitude.
If you were to put every single episode and play the audio over each other, and you were to look for the little hints that we have, then that is where we have put the location. Just the past 30 episodes, you put them all over one audio track. You listen to the whole thing all the way through. Even the Metal Gear episode, which is way longer than everything else. There's something in there, too.
Longer than everything else.
There is some coordinates, and there is also a combination safe. There is a bank account number that you can use to get into a lockbox that is in a very small bank in a small county way out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And in that lockbox will be a gun.
And a small key. And that key goes to another gun cabinet that's inside the subway station in the eastern
yeah, we're going to send you to the East
Chicago.
Coast. Oh, Chicago.
In the East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah. But then that gun safe that's inside of a subway station locker in Chicago will send you to the East Coast. Because it's like, hey, good job going east. Now you need to go farther east. And there'll be a codex that I will write myself. I'll self-encrypt it. I don't trust a computer to encrypt my my messages for me.
No, that's not safe.
And then, yeah.
Computers can't do that kind of stuff.
Location of the codex is on the East Coast, but you'll have to decipher where.
Oh, that makes sense, because that's where mine would be on the West Coast.
Yeah,
and then we would have like another 2 at the North and South Coast, and like if you were to look at a map at where you found these codexes, it would like have
codices. Yeah, nice, good job.
It would pinpoint our exact location in the Midwest.
That's right.
So you'd have to go up to
you find it.
You'd have to go up to Canada. You'd have to go down to Brazil, specifically Brazil.
Definitely, you have
we'll
to
give you
Brazil.
that one for free. You gotta go. You gotta go to Brazil.
Yep. And then I'll just say the general southeast section of Europe. You'll probably have to go there.
And, we'll just put some coordinates in the description of this video, and that'll be where, another one is. Because I don't feel like coming up with another one. It took long enough coming up with the first 2.
Yeah, we put a lot of work. What people don't realize about starting a podcast is that you have to pitch your podcast to the podcast executive gods. And that's just the name of the council of podcast elites. So obviously, like Joe Rogan, Mark Maron, Scott Aukerman's up there. One of the other big podcast guys, probably somebody from, I don't know, the Legion of Skanks is probably up there.
Legion of Skanks.
Yeah,
that's the
or
first
something.
one that comes up on good old Apple bringing it back. The fuck is this? Well, that wasn't worth doing. I don't know any of those.
What is it? Our podcast?
Yeah, that was number one.
Because I thought it would. I thought it would be.
You hit that little button that says podcast. But that's Apple branded podcasts. I mean, you can go to Spotify
Apple
and get the same shit.
Specifically,
most of the same shit. I'm sure there's
mostly, probably. I don't think
got
there's
Joe
much
Rogan.
difference between the two.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
If I look up Joe Rogan on Apple Podcasts, is he going to be there?
I don't think so. Not his new stuff. Not since I think his first one when he switched to Spotify was either Miley Cyrus
is
or
the last one they have.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Oh.
That's it? 273? That's like fucking 6-7 years ago. That's crazy. Wow.
Oh. The Ben Shapiro show. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Also contemporaries of ours in this. Bill Burr, yeah. He's given our podcast a thumbs up.
Yep. We are a Bill Burr friendly podcast, everybody.
That's correct. That's correct. Big fans of the show. All those people you just listed. But that's the price that you pay being the number one podcast in the world
and being rich,
and being super rich. That's just the struggles,
That's what we didn't mention. Is the end of our little treasure hunt is the Midwest scumbag, the sack of gold. Sack of riches. Yep. It's not just gold. It's not just gold.
It's not just gold. I definitely threw in a couple precious gems. So, personally, just some of my favorites, like I don't know, lapis lazuli it looks good.
I put in my baby teeth because those are important to me.
You still have them?
It's my treasure.
Like you just had them in your closet. And you're like, man, one day I'm gonna start a podcast and put this up as a legendary treasure hunt. Like you've just been holding on to
my baby teeth. But that's in there. Most of them. Some I kept.
The ones that aren't rotted out.
Yeah.
Excessive sugar.
Yeah. Fat man, fat kid.
Bitch.
Rotted teeth.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that. I was a fat kid too, ladies and gentlemen. I know that I am borderline Adonis in my features now, but a long time ago, I was a little Stay Puft Marshmallow boy.
Beautiful little Jewess.
Yeah, I looked exactly like the little fat Jew boy in The Wedding Singer that Drew Barrymore picks out to dance with in the bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Also, the same little boy who ate all the chocolate cake in Matilda.
Man, was he typecasted or what?
Honestly,
poor kid.
I wonder what he's doing today. He's probably a fucking
like super ripped,
jacked dude.
Yeah, probably. That's what happened to a lot of them. Or they're on like hard drugs.
Yeah, he's strung out under a fucking underpass somewhere, and he's like, as people are walking by, tourists, and he was like, I was the chocolate cake kid Matilda. They're like, ah! They run away. Like, that's his life now. I hope not. I hope that's not his life now.
I hope not. It's been a long time. Matilda's kind of a deep cut, Elliot. I haven't thought about that movie in years.
I'm sorry.
I've seen it like once or twice, maybe.
My sister was watching it like 4 or 5 months ago, so that's why it's fresh in my mind. Danny DeVito, and that I think he was the only like big name dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Pee Wee Herman was in it for a second. He was like a private investigator guy. That was a fun movie.
I only know like the backstory behind it, like the little girl's like in real life, the actor, the little girl, like her mom was like had bad cancer, so they like let her screen the movie.
Really?
And something with Danny DeVito, like he took care of her or something, because Danny DeVito is actually a really good person.
He's honestly a super good dude. Yeah. I didn't know that. That's really sad.
I don't know the full.
Fuck.
It's like it was like one of those. Today I learned on Reddit that Danny DeVito's a good person. Here's why.
Oh.
And it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's on his Wikipedia page. Probably on the Matilda Wikipedia page.
Probably the Matilda wiki that I
the fandom Matilda
do not
wiki
know
page.
Who made. I have no idea who would have written that entire wiki on his own on a weekend.
Go down the contributors one, and there's like 10,000 pages. All with like all perfectly formatted and everything. I mean, it's like a really good fandom wiki.
Yeah,
I've seen some pretty poor ones that like you'll click something and it'll be a dead link.
Yeah.
It's an issue with
those
like
annoying.
newer games whenever they come out. Like Elden Ring kind of had that issue. I don't use fandom for Elden Ring. I use Extra Life, I think is the. But that one's also like not good for a bunch of reasons. So,
really?
Yeah.
Damn. I know there's a lot of. I mean, like with updates and patches and things changing as far as like metagaming or like what's the most optimal weapon for XYZ build or whatever. I know that changes all the time.
Oh yeah.
I only used the wiki to look up like what the fuck I had to do for certain quests and like where to go and where to find them after doing this step of the quest or yeah.
I watched this video. I'll have to send it to you after this, but it was pretty much Elden Ring quest in a nutshell. And yeah, it was basically
was it animated?
Yeah.
I think I watched one.
Yeah. He's like, and you give me this. Oh, will you give me that? I've been looking for this thing. Oh, you have that thing. Will you give me this thing so I can achieve my quest and reach my ultimate goal? And next time he finds him, he's like, I used the thing and now I'm going to die.
And I'm dead because I used the thing that you gave me earlier in my quest. Tarnished.
Okay, yeah. I'm glad you've seen that. Fucking
Yeah.
explains it perfectly because that's what it is. Like, goddamn.
I will admit, when I took a little break from the social medias that I use constantly, it pushed me to use more YouTube, so I've been watching a lot of YouTube.
Yeah, bro.
A lot of YouTube.
Welcome to the club.
And I'm like, which I don't know if it's... I use YouTube kind of like a boomer in that I want to learn new things.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I also watched, probably hours and hours of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial.
Yeah.
So I got sucked into that shit, dude. I feel gross about it.
Think he's gonna win or?
I hope so. They obviously they haven't shown the jury, which they couldn't do live stream obviously for privacy reasons and stuff.
They took the weekend off, and they were still deliberating.
Yeah, it's in the jury's hands at this point in time.
But they're not going to re-adjourn until Tuesday, from what I understand.
Yeah, Memorial Day. That makes sense.
Like, they took the whole weekend off.
Yeah.
They didn't deliberate. They deliberated Friday, I think, and then they took the whole weekend off, and it'll resume Tuesday.
Man. Okay.
Yeah,
well, that's
I don't
good
know.
if they're going to take some time, because it's a complicated, crazy, and it's really, at this point, it's like, really who's more believable or who seems to have a grip on reality more.
Yeah, I don't know. I've probably seen way less of it than you. Right now, from what I can see,
I've watched a lot of it.
Johnny Depp seems to have won the court of public opinion.
Public opinion, for sure. For
but
sure.
in the
Hashtag justice for Johnny Depp.
It kind of seems like it could go either way.
Yeah, it's defamation cases are like notoriously super hard to prove, and like he didn't win his last one when he sued the UK paper that called him a wife beater or something.
Yeah.
He didn't win that, but it was also like UK courts and shit, but I hope he wins, but I'm biased, and
That means he's sexist.
You heard it here, folks.
I'm
not even gonna say. I'm not even gonna say that. Nope. Never mind.
Heard it.
Never mind.
Amber heard it.
Amber heard that. That's for sure, dog. No, but for real though, the Amber Heard looks real sketch on the stand.
Yeah, I'll
and
agree with
her
that.
her lawyer team looks real bad in comparison from what I'm hearing of the comments and just from watching the videos themselves. It's pretty clear like who is more composed, at the very least, who's more composed and is taking it. I don't want to say he's taking it seriously, but is just like,
I've only ever been a witness one time in a court case.
Really?
Yeah, I was working at a small store, and I took a $100 bill, and it was fake.
Oh.
And like everyone kind of made a big deal about it, and we ended up calling the cops.
Man.
And since I was the one who took the bill, I had to like testify against the guy. Yeah.
Damn, that sucks.
But I mean, the lawyer did some like, like I kind of want to say it was big brain, but it also seemed kind of dumb because she showed me a piece of paper with the $100 bill that was like, it was like photocopied, and she was like, "Is this the $100 bill you took?" I was like, "Well, no, this is a piece of paper." It's like she was trying to catch me to say that, like. I'm like, obviously, this isn't the bill I took. This is a photocopied image of it.
Good one, damn, Skylar.
Yeah,
I hope you got a couple laughs out of the.
I mean, I don't know.
That's good.
I was answering honestly. I was like, no, this isn't. I mean, it's a picture of it.
You're like, I'm not gonna perjure myself by telling you that's $100 bill.
I mean, it may,
because if you said yes, like, what she could have just been like, well, this isn't $100 bill, is it? This is a photocopy, isn't it?
It just seemed dumb. It was like, why present it to me as evidence if it's just a photocopied piece of paper? It's like, how can I? And another question was like, can you tell it's fake? I was like, not just by looking at this piece of paper. No, I can't. So that's why I kind of say it was a big brain on her part to present that to me. It was like, no, obviously I can't, because this is just like, I mean, it was color,
Yeah.
But it's like, if I had the actual bill, I could, hold it up to the light and see it was fake. But no, this was just a picture of it, so it was the truth. I mean, what do they want me to say? Yes, that was the bill I took. I mean, yeah, it was a picture of the bill I took. Sure, they proved that.
See, that's probably what they wanted you to say.
Yeah.
But you can't let lawyers fucking manhandle you and tell you what you're trying to say. I don't know if that's in.
Yeah, I mean, that was just what I think of, and how they try and twist stuff, like lawyers. They just try and twist stuff around. They try to get you to say something. Like, obviously, they can't get you to commit perjury or anything like that, but the way they'll phrase something will get you to say something maybe that is true, but you didn't mean to say, or is kind of true.
Psychology games, bro. They get you on the stand and
You're already
nerve-wracking
anxious.
situation. Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking. Anyone that can keep
throw
their cool
those
up
questions
there,
at you.
more, whatever, kudos. Because that's tough.
Yeah. That's some real.
And you
that's
have
some
to
real
be honest,
acting.
because otherwise you're committing perjury, and that's bad.
Yeah, and that's bad. That is bad.
Don't commit
It
perjury.
made me don't commit perjury, ladies and gentlemen. It made me the whole court case and everything. It just reminded me of the movie Liar Liar. Have you seen that?
What movie? You cut
With
out.
Jim Carrey. Oh, Liar Liar.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
With Jim Carrey. That movie, I watched that movie like a million times, dude. It was one of the VHSs that my dad had, and we watched it a lot. But super fucking love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good. I don't know how true to life it is. It's not like My Cousin Vinny. That's like a good lawyer courtroom case movie.
Oh, I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's really good. It's funny.
I think I saw the beginning of it when a dude gets thrown into a trunk. I think is like the opening scene. Right?
I think that's like
Or
I
he's
think
getting
that's
pulled out of a trunk.
Goodfellas.
That's Goodfellas. Never mind. I mix those up because I haven't seen.
I think
either of
the
those
main
movies.
dude in My Cousin Vinny is from that. I can't remember.
It's the same guy. Is it Ray Liotta?
I think so.
I know he's in one of those.
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci. Never
Joe
mind.
Pesci.
Okay. I heard
Marissa
Ray
Tomei.
Liotta died recently though.
Yeah.
So. Sucks.
Sadly, yeah. No, you're thinking of Goodfellas or The Godfather. God, I don't know.
It was it wasn't The Godfather.
It's
it was
Goodfellas.
I think. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen Godfather. I need to watch that again.
I still need to watch. I haven't seen it, honestly.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say. I mean, I think it's good. I know some people can't. It's super long.
Yeah, I've heard more good things than bad about Godfather. So
Peter Griffin thought it was bad. Peter Griffin did not care for it.
Well, I 100% take stock in what fictional characters' opinions are of movies, so I'll take that that under consideration, Your Honor, and I'll move to strike the last hour and 15 minutes of this podcast.
Objection. Hold on. That's about it I got for courtroom stuff, folks. I think I'm out. I'm out of material.
Yep, me too. I've never been inside a courtroom, so I don't know, to be honest. It's scary. It scares me. But maybe one day. Maybe I'll be a lawyer.
There's always time. There's always time. Law school.
I can always go to law school. Yeah.
Easier than you think.
Fuck. All right. Well, it's about that time.
It is about that time.
Do you have any closing remarks, Skylar? Any final arguments before we turn it over to the jury of our audience?
Nope.